FREDC includes a solution to archive your casework and evidence. The software for this solution is called NetVault Server Backup. This software is very sophisticated and can do many types of production level backups, although for our purposes we need to do archives. During this presentation we'll talk about the Qualstar tape library and the NetVault backup software itself. We'll introduce you to the GUI or the graphical user interface and talk about device management. Lastly, we'll discuss the documentation in the FREDC operations manual. The Qualstar tape library consists of an LTO-8 tape drive and 2 magazines. Each magazine can have up to 12 tapes installed. The LTO-8 tapes have a native capacity and a compressed capacity. The drive itself does compression, but forensic data is already compressed, so you have to use the native capacity to calculate the number of tapes required. The native capacity of LTO-8 tapes is 12 terabytes. The native capacity of LTO-7 tapes is 6 terabytes. An LTO-8 tape drive will read and write LTO-7 tapes and read but not write LTO-6 tapes. Here is a photo of a FREDC rack. If you look near the top, you can see where the tape library is typically installed. Looking at the tape library itself, you can see it consists of a left magazine, a right magazine, and the tape drive unit itself. On the left magazine you can see the split where the mail slot resides. Here's the right magazine, the power button, and the buttons for navigating the on-screen menus. Here's a close-up of the on-screen menu. You can see the buttons used for navigating those menus. Hit Enter to start. This display is showing that I've hit the Enter key, selected Commands, selected Open Mail Slot. If I hit Enter here, the mail slot will be unlocked. This is the left magazine removed from the Qualstar tape library and placed on a table. We're looking straight down so that the tape cartridges don't fall out. You can tell that this is the left magazine because of the cutout in the front of the magazine itself. On this magazine, the first slot is a mail slot and contains a cleaning tape in this case. The slots themselves are numbered from lower front to upper rear. So the first slot is slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, and then back to the front in the middle, slot 4, slot 5, slot 6, all the way to slot 11. On the opposite side, the lower front would be slot 12, all the way up to the top rear slot, which would be slot 23. Here's the NetVault user interface, sometimes called the GUI. You can see you log in as admin and secret and are presented with this initial page, which is the server monitor. In the upper left, this control is called the hamburger. It's used to deploy the menu from the left-hand side. Let's select the option for Manage Devices. This is a great screen that shows us the status of the library, the drive, and the slot contents. Let's look at slot 1. Here's the status information about the tape that's in slot 1. It lists the barcode, a group name, and other information about the tape itself. Let's look at the blank tape in slot 4. In this case, the status only shows us the barcode, since there's no other details associated with this tape. The properties, however, are where we can assign things like the media label, the group label, and other information. Let's look at some of the properties of the loader itself. You access the properties by left-clicking on the device. Restart library would be used to reset the library in case the software and the device itself got out of sync with each other. Opening the library door is used to unlock the loader so you can insert and remove tapes. Opening the entry and exit is used to unlock the mail slot so you can remove or reinsert a tape, but only in that slot. Scan is used to import a tape that is no longer in the database. Let's talk about how to remove tapes or insert tapes into the library itself. Note the status of the Qualstar. It's online. When the Qualstar is online, the software places a lock on the device itself to keep the tapes from being manipulated. Any attempt to eject a tape or an entire magazine when the software locks the library will result in this message being displayed. Let's take the tape that's in slot 1 and send it to the mail slot. The function to do this is called export. Now that the tape is in the mail slot, we can use the GUI to unlock the loader. Right-click on the loader itself and select Open Entry Exit. This removes the software lock from the library itself and allows you to remove the tape with the front panel. From the panel, go to the main menu, Commands, Open Mail Slot, and the mail slot will be unlocked and you can remove the tape. Now would be a great time to take a new tape, apply a barcode label, and insert it into the mail slot and close the door. Select Entry Exit Closed and the media will be loaded into the first available slot. Let's go through the process of ejecting an entire magazine. Select the loader, select Open Door. You see now that the door is opened and you can go to the loader front panel and eject either the right or left magazine. Remember to rotate the magazine up so the tapes don't fall out. Now is a great time to swap the tapes out for new ones. Once you put the tapes in, push the magazine back into the loader. The loader will spend a few minutes identifying the tapes. Once the loader is online and ready, we can tell the software to close the door. The loader will spend a moment reading the barcodes on the tapes. Any barcodes it doesn't recognize, the loader will attempt to identify the tape. If the tape is brand new, the loader will blank it. This is the FREDC operations manual. It's stored under the Apps folder in a subfolder called Documentation. Referencing the table of contents, the chapter we're interested in is Backup Management in the FREDC Forensic Environment, starting on page 20. Chapter 4, Backup Management in the FREDC Forensic Environment. The next 15 or so pages discuss the backup concepts and walk you through a number of examples. This is really good reading, especially for review. This is the end of the NetVault Server Backup introduction. Thank you.